Hi, this is Duan Aditya from LightHaven. Today we're going to be talking about distance management for the weapon arts. So firstly, let's just establish what we mean by distance management. Now for me, this means two things. Number one is I want to stay at the correct distance where I can effectively respond or react to what my opponent does. And number two, I want to know at what distance am I able to target my opponent's hand, what distance am I able to target my opponent, and at what distance he can target my hand, and at what distance he can target my body, because these could be different. If I'm fighting someone taller, he'll be able to reach my body long before I can reach his body. So I need to understand these things. Let's talk about the first one. At what distance do I need to be able to effectively respond to my opponent? Now effective response is really important, because if my opponent just attacks me with something, anything, could be a jab, could be an angle one, if my opponent just attacks me with anything, I can get lucky and just have my stick in the right place, but I don't want to rely on luck. And I don't want to just give up an opportunity, because now my opponent has done a lot of the work for me by coming closer to me. So I want to be able to effectively counter their attack. And this is really important, that I'm looking to respond effectively. By that I mean I'm looking to effectively counter their attack. So for me, I like to function by a really simple rule of thumb. I want my opponent to have to take at least one step to have to reach me, right? So let's say I'm here, I cannot reach the bag. I have to take at least one step to reach the bag. I want the same thing for my opponent to have to do. I want them to have to take at least one step to have to reach me. If I'm at this distance where I can just directly, without stepping, reach the bag, then for me this is too close, and I'm not sure if I could effectively respond to an attack that comes within this range. And this will change, of course. The distance will change. If I'm going from a longer weapon like a stick to a shorter weapon with a knife, you'll have to be closer to attack, but the rule remains the same. I want to be at least one step away from where he can reach my body to be able to react properly to whatever he's going to do. So with a knife, let's say that this is a shorter weapon, this is my knife. From here, I need to be one step to be able to reach. I cannot reach. I have to take at least one step to be able to reach with that knife. Same for them. I want to at least maintain this distance. At least. I can be further away than this, but I don't want to be closer than this and stay at this distance. It's very risky. The only time I want to be within, I'm going to call this striking range, striking distance, is when I am attacking my opponent. Okay, so if we're here but I am not attacking my opponent, I don't want to be here, because that means that they can hit me without really fear of anything. And even if they are hitting me and then I start hitting them back, it's a slugfest, which also I don't want to get into. I want to be able to hit them without them being able to hit me. So I'm going to try and maintain this distance, and when they're coming towards me, either I just keep moving, looking for the correct time and the opportunity, or I move a little bit to maintain that distance and then come back in with my counter. Okay, I move behind or to the side or wherever with some kind of structure in place. It could be an umbrella, for example, like we did in the last video, and then I'm going to come back. But I need a minimum amount of distance to be able to react properly to even bring this umbrella up. If we're this close, it's going to be really hard for me to bring this up in time. Okay, so managing that distance is really important. Another thing that good distance management is going to give you is a lot more opportunities to be able to strike an overextending opponent. If I am so good at distance management that it's so hard to reach me, to catch me, that my opponent gets frustrated and they start to either overcommit to their attacks or rush their attacks, it's going to give me a lot more opportunities to make the full amount of use of their carelessness. They've overextended their attack and they're stuck here for a second, while I am perfectly balanced and ready to either hit that leg, hit their head, hit the hand. I can make use of that overextension. But that's going to come from frustrating your opponent by you having such good control over the distance between the two of you. I want to take a quick break in the video to tell you a little bit about the exclusive content that we offer on our YouTube memberships and on our Patreon page. On both of those pages, we have extended versions of the videos that go out on YouTube. But on Patreon, we have 3 other series that run exclusively. The first is called the Drill of the Week, where I take double stick, single stick, double knife, single knife, stick and knife, or empty hands, and give you a bunch of drills that you can spend the entire week training. The second is called a 2 Horns Training Thoughts, where essentially I give you my thoughts on training, my approach to the martial arts, my thoughts on fighting. The third is a new series that we have called Ancient Arts, Modern Warriors, where it's my opportunity to sort of geek out or nerd out on the martial arts with you guys. We're talking about the evolution of martial arts, how different martial arts are shaped by their culture, geography, traditions, how they're connected to each other. Again, it's just an opportunity for all of us to geek out on these things that we love together. So if you'd like to know more about any of these pages, check out the links in the description down below. For people in India, it's kind of hard to get access to Patreon, so YouTube membership is what I would recommend. For everybody else, the Patreon page is a great resource for your Filipino martial arts training. Now back to the video. Now let's look at a really simple drill to train this distance management. This drill is going to help me understand my distance, but there is a difference between effective range and extent of range. We're going to use this to learn both. You'll need something like a bag or tires or a tree or something that you can touch, ideally hit, but something you can at least touch. I'm going to stand with my weapon side leg forward. So my right hand has the weapon, my right leg is forward. And now I'm going to extend the weapon until the tip touches the weapon. And now I'm going to go backwards while keeping the weapon tip touching the bag. I'm going to keep going backwards, keep until I can no longer touch the bag. Okay? I'm going to come back again. I'm going to touch the tip. I'm going to go backwards. Now there could be a point, like let's say my hips are facing the bag and my shoulders are here. Let's try this with my left hand so you can see what my shoulder is doing. My hips are facing the back, my shoulders here. If I go backwards, I'll immediately lose contact with the bag. So don't do that. As I continue to go backwards, I will first turn my hip. That will allow me to stay in contact with the bag. And then as I go backwards, I'm going to start extending with my shoulder a little bit as well as leaning. Okay, so this is the extent of my range. If I go further back, I can't get any more distance with my hip, and I can't get any more extension of my shoulder or any more lean without being on one leg. This is the extent of my range. Any more back and I'm out of it. So I need to understand this. This is the extent of my range. Now once I get that distance, let's say it's here, I'm going to mark it. I'm going to mark it with, you can draw a line in the sand, or you can put a pencil there or something or the other, but you're going to mark it. And now from here, from this extent of your range, you're going to try and reach the bag. Now if I do it like a normal strike, I cannot reach the bag. But I want to really stretch to reach it with 1, 2, also 3, 4. If you can reach with 1 and 2, you can reach with 3 and 4. Because the stick is the same length, the arm is the same length. You just need to turn the hip. If I don't turn the hip, I cannot reach. If I just turn the hip but don't extend the arm, I cannot reach with the lean. So you have to lean into all of them. If you can reach with the 1, the 2, you will also be able to reach with the 3 and the 4. Okay? As you can see, I'm just grazing it. I'm literally just grazing it with just the tip of the stick. This is the extent of my range. So I'm just trying to hit the bag, trying to teach myself what is the extent of my reach and the extent of my range. But this is not my effective range. Effective range means where do I need to be able to hit something with power and make good solid contact, right? So over here, you're not making any good solid contact. It's literally just the tip and you barely get any power because of how your body mechanics have to work to reach there. If I come closer, you want to be able to hit with the top 2/3, at least this much of the stick, at least this much, not the tip anymore. Okay? You want to learn how far away, I'm going to take half a step back now. Can I still go do that? Not bad. Not bad. I'm going to take half a step back again. Can I still do the same thing? Not really. You can tell from the difference in the kind of sound you're making, I'm just hitting with the tip now. So now I know I've gone to the extent of my range. My effective range is here. And I'm trying to learn that effective range. Okay? I'm trying to, because this is where I want to spend a lot of my time fighting from. This, however, is effective range of striking. You want to combine this with what we spoke about earlier, where I want my opponent to have to take one step to be able to reach me, or I should have to take one step to be able to reach him. Okay? And then you combine the two together. I want to stay here because it gives me time to react, but if he creeps into my effective range, I'm going to hit him. Okay? I'm here. If he creeps in again, I'm going to hit him. I'm here. If he attacks though, I'm going to use some sort of a structure to deflect or diffuse the attack and then enter into effective range and then hit him and then exit again. So he cannot reach me. Okay? So you have to be playing with both of these and combining both ideas of range to be effective in sparring or fighting. And this applies for everything. For double stick, double knife, single knife, every kind of weapon, you have an effective range, you have extent of your range, and you want to stay either one step away, at least one step away from your opponent so you can react properly. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked what you saw, if you learned from what you saw, please do like and share this video. If you have anything to add, leave that in the comments down below. Please do subscribe to the channel. All of these things really do help out the school and the channel a lot. A huge thank you to everybody on our YouTube memberships and everybody on our Patreon page. If you'd like to know more about the exclusive content that we offer there, check out the links in the description down below. Lastly, thank you guys for watching and see you in the next video.